So I've put together some exercises so we can see how to practically use the information that we already talked about with some different types of equipment so that you're not limited in your equipment choices when you're putting these exercises into your workouts, and also just these principles into your workouts because we only have enough time to go through a few exercises. So I'm going to demonstrate an exercise that's going to work the back, that's going to work the chest. Also, I'm going to demonstrate some exercises that are going to mimic the buckle the seatbelt and also the sheath the sword that you can include into your workouts. And then we're going to do a lunge and a side lunge and a linear lunge, and also how to incorporate the soccer kick and the snowplow into some lower body exercises. So we're going to get started using the Pilates Reformer. It's very, very popular now, and FitTour does have a Pilates Reformer certification course to teach you how to use the reformer in a safe and effective manner and to learn more about Pilates. I use machines that will fold up and fold away because my studio is not very large, and so that gives me the versatility of being able to have my floor open when I need it, and also being able to pull out Pilates reformers when I am doing Pilates reformer workouts. So I'm going to begin with a heavy spring, and I'm going to do a seated row. So I'm just going to sit here and hold on to my short straps, and I'm going to sit up with a nice long back, and I'm going to pull. So doing a low row. As I do this, I'm going to lengthen through the spine, draw my navel to the spine, and then we can always turn our palms down to change the orientation here and target a few different muscles in our upper back as we do our row. Okay, so that's the seated row. Another thing that we could do is we could just go with one arm, single arm, a little bit more advanced. And we put the hand behind the head. We could add a rotation in as we do our row. Then the next exercise we're going to do is going to be work the chest. So that was working the back. This is going to work the chest. I'm going to go with a light spring. And then I'm going to push back and grab my short strap. And I'm just going to put my feet on the carriage, sit up nice and tall, and I'm going to do a chest press. Sitting nice and tall, pressing. And again, we could change it, and we could turn our palms towards each other. We could punch up at an angle. We could do single arm punches across, where we punch one arm across and rotate the torso to get that transverse plane in there as we're doing our exercise. So that is a chest press on the reformer that we could do. Then I'm going to turn and face you and do buckle the seatbelt. So I'm going to hold on to my short strap again. I'm just sitting on my box, and I'm going to bring my arm up and over, and then I'm going to reach back with it, and then bring it up and over, and then reach back. Then the sheath the sword would be to bring the arm up and then reach across and bring the arm up and reach across. Then, of course, we would do it on the other side. Now, if you wanted to add a little bit more challenge for your clients to work on the back of the body and also to work on balance, a little bit more advanced version would be to, of course, you could do the seated rows that way, and you could do the chest press this way, but I'll just demonstrate buckle the seatbelt. So I'm in a kneeling position. Buckle the seatbelt, and then sheath the sword. So I'm having a balance here. I'm working the back of my body, and I'm also working the front of the body, and also the sides of the body are having to work to integrate all together to keep me balanced on the machine. So then I'm going to go with a little bit heavier spring, and I'm going to do a lunge series. The next exercise I'm going to do is chop wood. I'm going to bring my arms up, holding onto the medicine ball, and I'm going to chop across and then come up and chop across and come up, and chop across and come up. And we'll do one more of those and come up. Then I'm going to reverse that. I'm going to chop across and come up, and chop across and come up, and chop across and come up, and last one, and come up. Then I'm going, of course we would do that to the other, facing the other direction, but just because I'm just doing demonstration, so for the essence of time, we'll just do that one demonstration there with the chocolate. Then I'm going to put my short box back on, a lunge, and we're going to do a lunge. Now a lunge is a little bit less challenging on the reformer with the short box, so I always like to start with my clients using the short box when I do a lunge. I'm going to stand on the platform beginning with my feet parallel, so my feet are under my hips. I'm going to lunge back with my right leg, and I'm just going to lunge, and then I'm going to bend and straighten. So this is just a basic scooter lunge. Then once my clients felt comfortable doing that, I might have them take their hands off the bar and bend and straighten. Then we could add a stand and sit. So stand and sit. And my balance is not very good, so I do have to use the bar, but your clients might be able to do it without holding onto the bar. And then we're going to step back, and adding in, I'm going to add a plank. So now I'm working in a plank, and then I'm going to bend and straighten my legs into a squat. So we're going to add that in. Then I'm going to step up with the other leg and do the bend and straighten lunge. This is great for working on balance, also proprioception, because I'm elevated off the floor a little bit. It does stimulate my central nervous system to be off the floor. Then I'm going to press back, and then I'm going to stand up and down. So some of you may not know that I have multiple sclerosis, so my balance is affected from that. So when I'm elevated like this, my central nervous system really gets stimulated, and it makes me shake. So then I'm going to step back into plank, and from this plank position, I could do a soccer kick, where I lift my leg up to the side and then kick across, bring it down, and the other leg up and kick across, and then bring it down. So again, that's up, kick across, and bring it down, and up, kick across, and bring it down. Then I could go back into my lunge, stand and sit, maybe 4 times, 3 and 4, and then step back into my plank. And then I could do the snowplow, where I come forward and then across, and come forward and across, forward and across, forward and across, and then step up with my left leg and lunge up and down. 3, and we'll do one more, 4, and then we'll step back, and we'll do my snowplow, up and across, up and across, up and across. So that gives you some examples of the movements that you can do on the reformer to mimic those myofascial line movements, and also functional movements.